Hi there. So my thesis is an investigation into studying the impact of psychoeducation on psychological resilience and well-being in insecurely attached adults. My name is Marisa Basson, and I'm presenting this thesis for the MSc in Counselling at Bangor University for 2023. The agenda of this presentation, I'll be going through the background of resilience, I'll discuss the aims, hypothesis, methodology, results, and conclusion. And then at the end, if anyone has any questions, they're welcome to ask them online. Resilience is the biosocial phenomenon fostering positive adaptation in the face of significant adversity. There have been several factors that have shown to influence resilience, such as genetic factors, psychosocial functioning, so this is specifically psychotherapeutic interventions such as coping strategies and psychoeducation around specific diagnosis. Adversity has also shown to influence resilience as individuals can build up a tolerance towards the adversity. Secure attachment has also shown to influence resilience as individuals with a secure attachment style will have positive self-talk. However, there is mixed research in the significance levels around psychoeducation on resilience. A few of these reasons are individual functioning depends on the outcome measure used, and that certain psychoeducation has not been shown to be useful after specific trauma has been experienced. Therefore, there's only partial increases through the psychological resilience-focused psychoeducation, and this shows the complexity of improving resilience through psychoeducation is not fully understood and does not consistently pertain significant results. The aim of the current study is to identify if psychoeducation is an effective tool to increase resilience, as previous research outlined shows contradictory results in the significance levels. This research was conducted to improve resilience and to reduce lifelong therapy and counseling and psychotherapy. So therefore, there were a few controls that were used. The first control was resilience may be impacting psychoeducation, as individuals may already have acquired techniques or certain skills. Therefore, a psychoeducation questionnaire was developed by the researcher with defined psychological concepts, which we were hoping to control for the possibility of resilience influencing psychoeducation. The second control was the well-being scale, as it was used to control for the adversity or trauma that individuals have experienced. The third control is to mediate secure attachment as a potential confounding variable influencing resilience. It was hypothesized that participants who have a low level of psychoeducation will report lower levels of resilience compared to those with higher levels of known and understood psychoeducation terminology. Thus, a high level of psychoeducation predicts greater resilience. The methodology included participants of 94 adults with a mean age of 31, age range 19 to 62. The measures used was the adult attachment style, the Warwick-Edinburgh Mental Wellbeing Scale, the Resilience Evaluation Scale, and the Psychoeducation Questionnaire developed by the researcher. The design included a two-way ANOVA research design, and the procedure was an online questionnaire through access to a link to the Qualtrics survey software through Bangor University. The ethics outlined were guidelines laid down by the BPS, BACP, and School of Psychology at Bangor. The data analysis was used through SPSS. Results were analyzed using SPSS 29.0, and all the tests have an alpha level set at 0.05. This was the psychoeducation questionnaire developed by the researcher. So on the left, we can see on section 1, the questionnaire asked participants to state yes or no if they have heard of any of the following psychological concepts, and then we have a list of psychological concepts there. On the second section on the right, the questionnaire asked participants to state yes or no again if they've experienced or practiced any of the following concepts. On this section, there are definitions of what each concept actually means, and this was trying to help control to see the difference between what individuals think they understand and what they actually know and understand about the psychological concept itself. The results showed no main effect of psychoeducation or resilience. There were two-way ANOVAs that were conducted. So on the left, on the first one, when we did control for well-being, the significance level was at 0.366. And on the second two-way ANOVA, when well-being was not controlled for, the significance level was 0.172. So although both statistical analyses showed non-significant results of the effect of high and low psychoeducational resilience, a difference in the no significance level was found when investigating the effect of the control variable on resilience. The bar chart shows the results between the high and low level of psychoeducation compared to resilience. Psychoeducation has shown to have a greater effect on resilience when uncontrolled by well-being specifically, but although both statistical analyses had non-significant results, we can see that high level of psychoeducation has a greater impact on resilience compared to the low level of psychoeducation. The effect of psychoeducation on resilience with well-being as a covariate showed P is 0.366 compared to the effect of psychoeducation on resilience without controlling for well-being, P was 0.172. This suggests that individuals with lower well-being have higher psychoeducation. The self-determination theory shows insight into why this may be, as influences of human motivation can be intrinsically motivated or extrinsically motivated through autonomy satisfaction, relatedness satisfaction, and competence satisfaction. Competence and hope contributes to well-being. Therefore, individuals with lower well-being may seek out information to educate themselves to attain hope and validation for their competence, showing higher levels of psychoeducation. Further influences on resilience is support from others such as friends and family, mindfulness to savor positive experiences as this lowers frustration, surrender, and failure behavior. The research shows insight into the possible influences on resilience leading to variability amongst previous research investigating the impact of resilience. Adversity causes individuals distress. Therefore, individuals with higher resilience may also seek out psychoeducation to reduce their distress, frustration, and surrender behavior. However, seeking help through psychoeducation could be argued as resilience itself instead of surrendering to the adversity that the individuals are experiencing. The literature has also identified that grandiose narcissism, such as neuroticism personality types, was associated with higher resilience due to the elevated self-esteem and motivation to succeed and the ability to maladapt to life stresses and adversity. This shows insight into why psychosocial functioning is the ability to complete day-to-day tasks, maintain relationships, and contend with environmental stresses such as work, and finally the pursuit of significant life outcomes, also known as self-actualization. Therefore, it could be shown that this is improving resilience when adversity is encountered, but it is important to note when resilience is measured as an adaptive behaviors and thoughts to their environment, or when it is maladaptive. The research shows insight into the role of psychosocial functioning influencing resilience in insecurely attached individuals, which may explain also for the small mean difference between high and low levels of psychoeducation within the groups. There were a few limitations of this study. First of all, the two-way ANOVA did not allow inference of causal links between the variables. There was also a small sample size due to the exclusion criteria. Self-report measures may have been subject to social desirability bias. Further limitations of the study are that resilience may be influencing psychoeducation, as resilient individuals are more likely to ask for help and seek out psychoeducation information. Well-being covaries with the level of psychoeducation, showing that high psychoeducation presents higher resilience. Therefore, it can be reasonably assumed that in the current study, it shows insight into the insignificant effect of psychoeducation on resilience, as resilience may have been the variable impacting on individuals' level of psychoeducation. Despite these limitations, the current study showed an increase in the effect size when well-being was not controlled, and the study showed higher resilience in the higher psychoeducation group compared to the low psychoeducation group. showing insight into the effects of psychoeducation on psychological resilience. Although resilience is multifaceted, the research shows that the population that counsellors and psychotherapists are working with are mostly individuals with low well-being, and this shows insight into the possible strategies to enhance therapeutic work. Future studies should seek to investigate the interaction effects along the direct and indirect causal links between resilience, psychoeducation, well-being, and attachment style, and their trajectories influencing resilience that have been discussed in the discussion and conclusion. Therefore, the results cannot be generalized to the wider population. Future studies can replicate these results by using mixed measures and identifying and controlling for interaction effects to propel our understanding of human resilience and to advance clinical interventions to improve mental health and well-being. Therefore, a possible future development is to investigate resilience, to identify an individual's self-actualization tendency alongside neuroticism personality types, as discussed in previous research, to develop an operationalized definition of resilience.